off to the PMC fly-in in Banbury. I'm still feeling a little bit ill. I've been off ill the last week. Weather is looking absolutely amazing. It was a bit windy last night, I think, but today got lots of tiny little fluffy clouds. Temperature's about 25 degrees, set to get warmer, maybe up to 30. Going to be fun, I think. So it's 7:10. Horizontal windsocks. People are thinking about launching. So the guinea pig for today is Nathan. How you feeling, mate?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident. I think this is going to be a great flight. Looking forward to seeing Jeremy Clarkson.
First one up.
Oh, no pressure then.
Nicely done. Easily made it over that hedge. So it's Saturday 9th of July, it's the PMC Summer Fly-In 2022, and people have been waiting around all day. It's been very windy, gusty, thermic, it's quite hot on the ground, probably 28 degrees C, and people are now going for a little launch. I go for a launch in a minute as well, I'll get that on film, but I did actually forget to switch my GoPro on. Here's my launch. Thanks to Mark Watson for the footage. So I had a lovely little 1 hour and 15-minute flight up to Burton Dasset Hills and then back over to the MOD site at Kinnerton, which has lots of, I think, ammunition storage or something. So that was a nice flight. Came back and there was a really lovely sunset, so kind of hung around for the sunset, and as soon as the sun went down, came back down for a landing. Yeah, shame I forgot to switch the GoPro on for that one. So it's Sunday morning, and we have a curfew at 8:30 AM, so everyone's kind of hanging around waiting for that to be lifted. Right, mate, where are you off to?
Oh, we're just going to go for a little flight to Banbury with this lady over here.
Nice, enjoy. So here we go. It's the usual carnage at these events. Actually, it wasn't too bad at this event, but it was like one person after another taking off. What I did like about this field is that we had a takeoff area and a landing area, mainly because the field was divided by power lines in two. So this here is the taking off area, and you can't really see it on the video, but it's actually quite a steep hill on this take-up area, and the wind is actually quite bad, so you can see a lot of people's wings are moving side to side. That's because the wind is switching around quite a lot, and I do actually have an accident on takeoff, so I'll show you that in a second. How you feeling, mate?
Nervous, mate.
So on my launch, which I'll show you in a sec, I decide after this launch to basically not wear shorts again, not to launch down a steep hill, especially when the conditions are switchy. But most people seem to get off okay. There are actually a few accidents this day, but most people are okay. And there goes Clive Mason for his tandem paramotor flight.
Just be aware, they're now going that way. It will change, but see here now, it's going that way. I can feel it.
So here's my launch. You can see the wind's come up to the side. I do correct it with left brake, come off the power, and then the wind shifts around again, and I can't quite slow down enough because I'm running downhill. So broke my prop, hit 2 lines on the wing. The wing is actually undamaged, just a couple of lines. So luckily I got my spare prop and a spare wing. So I get my old Dudek Universal out, put my my other wooden prop on, and go for a nice 3-hour flight. I managed to get up in the end at 10 o'clock, just before 10, and then land around 1 PM. But this flight was really great. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't too bumpy. It was very, very warm. But even though my knees were hurting a little bit, I did thoroughly enjoy it. lots to see. So here's the route. So took off in the top right there, PMC Banbury, and then continued all the way kind of clockwise around there. If you want to go and have a look at that again, just pause the video. But some great sights on the way. So this here is Rousham House, continuously owned by one family, built in 1635. Monty Don called it one of the greatest gardens of the world. This here is Glympton Park, built at a similar time and was sold in 2021 to the King of Bahrain for £120 million. This is Ditchley Park, built in 1722. Winston Churchill used it during the Second World War as a weekend retreat, and it was also used to film some scenes in Downton Abbey. So I'm now flying over Charlbury, and in the distance there is Cornbury House, which hosts the Wilderness Festival, built in the late 16th century. It's currently owned by Robin Kaiser, 3rd Baron of Rotherwick, and a conservatory hereditary peer. So Stow-in-the-Wold is not far away. This has a kind of a place in my heart. I proposed to my wife here many, many years ago. It's in that church down there. I think it's called St Edward's Church in Stow-in-the-Wold. This church dates from the 11th or 12th century, and I proposed just outside the church. She said yes, by the way. So I'm at the furthest point now. This is Cleeve Hill in Cheltenham, and just wanted to fly along the ridge here. It's quite a nice view. There's the Cheltenham racecourse down there. And this was, there was a fly-in here a few years ago, and which I went to when I'd only had about 4 or 5 flights. So it's good to come back and see that again, and fly along the ridge. So this here is Sudeley Castle, built in 1443. It was seized by Richard IV and later Richard III, who built its famous banqueting hall. It became the home and final resting place of King Henry VIII's sixth wife, Catherine Parr, who is buried in the grounds, the only Queen of England to be buried in a privately owned castle. So this here is RAF Moreton in Marsh, which was opened in the 1940s, the base for a 21 operational training unit, mainly flying Vickers Wellington bombers. This is Barford St John, which is a satellite of RAF Crowton and is a training facility, and later became part of RAF Bomber Command. So back at the airfield now, lovely 3-hour flight, really enjoyed it. By the time I got back, most people had actually left. If you look at the camping field there, most people have gone by now. So a thoroughly enjoyable flight. Also got my engine mixture running really well, so they've got a 3.9 litres an hour. Some thermal assistance as well, but I've been having some issues lately, as you can see in my previous videos. But my issues were not mixture related, they were to do with the throttle cable, which has now also been changed to the off-grid cruise control throttle. But now I've got my engine tuned nicely. I might richen it up slightly. I think it's running maybe slightly lean, but really happy with my fuel economy now.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm alright.
I was waiting for you.
So a great event, despite me breaking my prop and grazing my knees. Thanks to Simon Westmore. It's great to see everyone and chat around the fire. Hopefully see some of you at the next one.